I'm going to be breaking down who would actually win if these two martial art masters in their prime actually got into a real no-holds-barred street fight. Entering the fight to straight kick some butt is the 5'10", 177-pound kickboxing beast, the 33-year-old Jason Statham, when he was at the absolute bad boy whooping peak. Actually, scratch that. He's still in his butt kicking peak. Now this freaking serious fighting machine is squaring off against the 5'9", 175-pound, the 28-year-old karate champion Jean Claude Van Damme when he was at the start of his ass-kicking action hero peak. Now guys, to really determine which lethal martial artist would actually kick whose butt in a real street fight that maybe might have started over some really bad your mama jokes. I mean, I don't know. You can make up your own scenario. But check it, I'm going to be looking at 3 essential real-life fighting factors, which is strength, endurance and agility, and overall fighting abilities. And ranking each of these fighters and these factors 1 out of 10 to see which true tough guy would actually end up being the last man standing.
This dude's gonna kill your ass.
So let's kick this fight off, starting with just how strong these two kickboxing monsters are. Now when it comes to Jason Statham, all I can say is buckle up, people, because this guy's strength training is freaking insane. This dude does a circuit of compound exercises with a variety of high intensity and consistently changing exercises that help him to increase his tremendous kicking and punching power. But that's not even what makes Statham so damn dangerous when it comes to his sheer knockout strength. The action hero mainly gets his overall stopping power from performing plyometric exercises, which are a form of dynamic explosive exercises that use fast, powerful movements to help increase speed and power, which Statham gets in with some serious heavy bag training, which actually is one of the most effective ways that helps him develop devastating punching power. So yeah, I think we can say that Statham definitely has the power to be able to knock Van Damme flat out. So now y'all, let's kick it over to the muscles from Brussels strength. So we all know Van Damme is known for being a professional butt kicker, especially when it comes to his over-the-top kicking power. This karate master is extremely dedicated to his intensive and extensive full-body workouts and strength training routines. Come on now, this dude kicked down a freaking banana tree. I mean, no, I don't know if he did that for real or not, but apparently it is possible, I guess. So yeah, I decided to throw that in there. But also, just like Statham, my man Van Damme performed plyometric exercises such as shadowboxing with resistance bands, which help to increase his speed and forceful punching power.
Test your might.
Okay, so to put this into perspective for you guys, it's been stated that a professional boxer and martial artist who have undergone rigorous training are able to generate up to 1,000 pounds of force in a single punch, which is the equivalent of getting hit in the face with a 16-pound bowling ball dropped from 20 feet in the air. So yeah guys, I'm gonna have to say that both these dudes were definitely strong enough to knock each other out. But I am giving Statham the advantage on this one because his workout routine is more focused on building overall strength and power.
All I need is more hands.
So Jason Statham takes the win in the strength factor with the 10, while Van Damme gets a 9.
Round 2.
Onto these absolute gladiators' endurance and agility factors. When it comes to the transporter, he hits an extreme stamina-driven routine in which he runs for over an hour, row machines, cycles, swims, and does HIIT workouts to improve his cardio. And as far as his agility training, guys, where do I even start? This Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner does aerial trampoline gymnastics, grappling takedowns, submissions and escapes, and sparring, which all help condition him in his martial arts agility and footwork. So yeah guys, I'm honestly not surprised with any of that. So let's switch it over to the man with the plan, Van Damme's agility and endurance training. Now, the Universal Soldier is known for his dynamic and acrobatic fighting style, which combine elements of dynamic stretching, static stretching, and yoga to improve his range of motion and insane flexibility. Now, Van Damme does throw in a lot of cardio exercises into his workouts, such as running, cycling, and jumping rope to increase his endurance. This straight Muay Thai monster incorporates resistance training, speed bag drills, and shadow boxing, which is a very effective martial arts exercise in improving technique, speed, and footwork. Once again, guys, another real close one, but I have to say that both these men are tied in this factor. Statham's absolutely crushing it in endurance by being able to run over an hour straight, but he does slightly lack in agility though, especially when compared to Van Damme's Gumby legs. I mean, this dude is a real-life Mr. Fantastic. But what Van Damme insanely achieves in agility, he lacks in endurance compared to Statham. So for that, I took 1 point off of each of them and scored them both at 9. Now guys, this is the time to strap in to see which martial arts movie star will make it out of the fight standing. Now we're getting into these straight up knockout kings' overall fighting abilities. Starting off with the UK brawler, Statham is trained in various martial art forms, starting with Wing Chun, which is a form of Kung Fu focused on close quarters hand-to-hand combat, rapid-fire punches, and straightforward efficiency. When he was young, he also trained in karate and has a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a martial art form that focuses on grappling and ground fighting. And my guy is also skilled in mixed martial arts, which incorporates grappling, stand-up fighting, takedowns, throws, and submissions, but kickboxing is his overall specialty. So simply being put, Jason Statham knows how to fight. And with his well-rounded skill set, he's definitely not one to be messed with. Alright, now brace yourself, people, because now we're moving on to the living legend Van Damme's fighting skills. Van Damme began practicing martial arts at just 10 years old and started competing in competitions at 15. It is worth noting that Van Damme is an accomplished competitor in semi-contact karate, winning 3 championships and holds a 41-4 record. And he won a full-contact kickboxing championship with a 18-1 record with 18 knockouts under his belt.
Need I say more?
On top of that, Van Damme also earned a second-degree black belt in Shotokan Karate, a style of martial arts that emphasizes powerful and precise techniques such as blocks and strikes. He then went on to practice more styles of martial arts such as Taekwondo, which is a fighting style associated with a lot of powerful high-kicking and punching techniques to defend against attacks, as well as Muay Thai, which uses stand-up striking along with various clinching techniques. Also guys, you gotta keep in mind that both of these butt-kicking action heroes do all of their own stunts and fight choreography, which is just proof that they really do live that life. While Van Damme is trained in more defensible martial arts, Statham has been trained in more attack techniques, but both should be easily able to switch fighting styles to try and break the other one down. So, I don't know.
Beat me in a straight-up old-fashioned fist fight.
I'm going to kick that son of a bitch ass.
All I can say is,
Let's get ready to rumble!
now, let's
Fight!
Standing over his badly beaten opponent is the straight-up butt-kicking martial arts monster, rough and tough action hero, all-around badass, the last man standing, Jean Claude Van Damme. Alright guys, when it came down to both of these martial arts fighters' overall fighting abilities, Van Damme wins a solid 10 to Statham 7. Guys, it all comes down to experience. You gotta keep in mind, even with Statham having a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and training extensively in several other martial art forms, it just simply doesn't compete with experience and skill level when compared to the man Van Damme, who has actual fighting competition wins and a higher level of martial arts training. Which brings me to these two bare-knuckled brawlers' overall total scores, with Van Damme coming out with 28 and Jason Statham coming out with 26. I mean guys, honestly, these two martial art warriors are the real freaking deal and would have probably honestly stopped at nothing to beat the other in an actual fight. So all my fighting fans, let me know who you think would have actually won and who you would like for me to start a fight between next. See you at the next fight.